on, Falcon fan? It's Warukundo come back at you with another video. So today we're going to talk about the end of mandatory minicamp. The guys going off on their break. It's going to be exciting when these guys come back. But what I really want to do is highlight Grady Jarret. We heard from him yesterday during the press conference and how he had to battle, being off the field for the first time in his career and what his impact will be for this Atlanta Falcon team coming back for this 2024 season. So, guys, with that being said, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys out here to talk about. Then please share my video throughout the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So, guys, like I said, minicamp is now over. No big surprises for our Atlanta Falcon team. Seems like everybody's going to get out and potentially come back here healthy to start the training camp was going to take place on July 27th. I think that's also the day the Atlanta Falcons will be at Buford High School for open practice. That's one of two practices that we're definitely going to be able to see our Atlanta Falcons this year. So can make it out there, go ahead and do it. Hopefully you give more, times on when that's going to be taking place so we can actually go out and support the team. With that being said, guys, I think it was a productive off season for our Atlanta Falcons. Getting the installs in from a defense offensive standpoint, talk about the new special teams play with the kickoff return that's going to be taking place this 2024 season. So it's going to be a lot of excitement going in, but I think this Atlanta Falcons team is ready to go. Of course, coming back from the break, that's when you start to get the physicality to see how these, especially this defensive line, bringing in three rookie defensive linemen, which probably going to be the strength of the defense for our Atlanta Falcons. That defensive front, so it's going to be real interesting to find out, who's going to make that roster on that defensive line. We have a lot of guys. We got Eddie Goldman coming back from retirement. Like I say, you got the three rookies. Then you have our mainstays and Dave Yetta. And of course, we have Grady Jarret. So it's going to be interesting to see how that defensive front, how it forms and how it shapes. We're going to be able to find out by our pass rush and see who's going to shine. See if Braylon Trice can come in and make an impact right away. Him and Brandon Dorless, both of those guys, right? But at the same time, we got to be able to talk about our veteran guys, right? We got J.C. Bates III, we got A.J. Terrell, and of course, who I really wanted to focus on today was guy who's going into his 10th season, and that's Grady Jarret. Can he be the lifetime Falcon like his pops and J.C. Tuggles? We don't know. He's coming up on his last year contract, which is pretty high price tag for him. So we'll just have to see if that's gonna, depends on how he performed this year. I think will determine that. But what Grady Jarret brings to the team, of course, he's the leader probably of the defense. He's the guy that's been there the longest. When he's on the field, you can feel his presence. I mean, we go back to his rookie season when he had 3 sacks in the Super Bowl. He came on the scene, and you thought that he was going to be a mainstay. Now he has not, been all pro in all his seasons here, but he always been that guy that when defenses, when teams go to look at the Atlanta Falcons defenses, they always was trying to find out where Grady Jarret was. I know a couple of years ago we talked about he was getting triple teamed. I think it was in a Detroit Lion game, so it just shows the present. They feel like they need to stop number 97, right? So just listen to him talk about his recovery coming back, and how some athletes who always be dominant like that and then get to a point where they can't move. He said need help, go to the bathroom, couldn't bend his knee, right? To come back to a guy that is a workout warrior, we see that he always ready to go, always in the best shape, and then to be put down like that, right? And then you get to reflect on things, and for him, it's important for him to realize how much he loved the game, right? And how much work he puts in it, and how much effort that he shows when he's on the field, right? Trying to be the best person he can be. So I think that example that he uses, not a real vocal guy, you can tell that, but what he the performance he puts on the field, on and off the field. What he does in the community. What Grady gives and things like that. You got to like what you've seen from from Grady Jarret. And somebody, I could definitely see him retiring the Falcon. However, it's all about production on the field, right? That's what it boils down to. Now he comes out and he has another, stellar season this year. The Atlanta Falcons have to make a decision. Yes, they brought in Rook Roro, right? Um, they brought in Zion Lowe. They brought in Brandon Dorless. They brought in guys, right, to help with that defensive front. But if Grady comes out and perform the way we think he can, coming back off an injury, Atlanta Falcons are gonna have a decision to make. But his impact, I think, when he went down, you can feel the void that was left there by that was when Grady Jarrett went off the field. You can just feel that void coming back. Now, Contavious Street came in. I thought he played well. That's why he was, offered another contract to come back with this squad, this season. But Grady Jarrett's performance is going to be really interesting this year. He said that he's going to be 100%. That's his goal, to be 100% to start training camp. They probably still ease him in, which is not a bad thing because yes, we need to see if he get back to form, but we really need Grady Jarrett to be ready for Week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right? Get some of these young guys out there, see what they all about, because you need to find out. I think we all know what Grady Jarrett can does, especially if he's 100% back to form. Um, but we just have to see. A lot of guys come back from that ACL, and it take them a year or two to get back into form. Doesn't know about defensive lineman there, which is really really hard on your knees, right? Pounding in and out every down with big offensive linemen, sometimes getting double teamed. In his case, a triple teamed a couple of times. So it's going to be important to see what Grady Jarrett is able to bring to this to this team this year. His leadership, I know that's going to be without a doubt, but his play aside alongside David Omiyata, who's also think is a great talent as well. Um, those guys fixed our defensive run game last year when they was in there. Um, like I said, once he went out, you kind of see it start to falter a little bit. But that defensive front, don't know if Eddie Goldman's gonna continue to stay. We'll just have to find out. But along with him and the rotation with those young guys come in, I think it's gonna be the key for this Atlanta Falcons defense. Is our defensive front. We have pretty good linebackers on the backside, but that defensive front, and I think the inside pressure can help the outside pressure where we really need guys to be able to step over the outside. I think the inside pressure from guys like Grady, guy like David, right? Potentially with Brandon Dorless showing some of the things he was able to do with Oregon, right? Roro being able to play all up and down the line, right? I don't want to forget about guys like Taquan Graham as well, Zach Harrison, those young guys. We want to see them, improve as well. But I think, this defensive line should go where David Amiyata and Grady Jarrett takes them. And if Grady gets back to, to his form, how he was playing the start of the season, I think this Atlanta Falcons defensive front can be really, really good, right? But the biggest thing for Grady is to make sure he's ready for Week 1. So he wants to be back, to get it ranked up, first day of training camp. But for us, for fans, I think for the team, they want him to be ready for Week 1. So guys, let me know what you think about Grady, his impact on his team, what you think he would be able to provide in this year 2024, and let's see, can Grady be that Falcon for life? Can he be like his pops, the Hammer, Jesse Tuggle, and Spear Falcon his entire career? Guys, that's all I have. Let me know what you think about Grady and his impact. This is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.